and straightened the crease in his trousers, not that it needed it. We watched him. We waited. He'd declined coffee from Lovely Rita, and hadn't ogled her, which is highly unusual. Rita is 42, but still the same eye-popping redhead who'd worked nights as a lap dancer to put herself through the Rutgers computer science program. And she still does wonders filling out a turtleneck sweater and tight slacks. Hell, even gay guys check out Rita. Not Peter Seymour. He was too busy being huffy. Apparently, he'd gotten trapped inside of our elevator for several minutes. It has a somewhat moody door. "You should demand that your landlord fix that elevator, Mrs. Golden," he lectured the boss in his rich burgundy baritone. She smiled at him warmly. "Call me Abby, will you?" Pretty much everyone does, except for me. I call her Mom. And it's no use, our landlord is a cheap so-and-so. Our landlord being, in fact, she. Mom took over the business and the 5-story, circa 1890s building when my dad died of stomach cancer 2 years ago. It was my dad who'd founded Golden Legal Services. He'd always thought legal services sounded more professional than private investigators. There are 2 rental apartments up on the 3rd floor. Mom lives in a floor-through apartment on the 4th floor. My own floor-through is on the top floor. On a clear day, I can see Amsterdam Avenue. I'd still be trapped in that elevator if your upstairs neighbor hadn't coaxed it into operation. An elderly lady. Mom nodded. That would be Mrs. Felcher. Mrs. Felcher has lived in 3A for 37 years. Mr. Felcher has lived in 3B for the exact same number of years. They're in their 80s and don't speak to each other. Long story. Are you aware that she goes out in public in her bathrobe and slippers, Mrs. Golden? Just down to the newsstand to get the paper. And like I said, it's Abby. If we're going to be in bed together, we can use our first names, can't we, Pete? It's Peter, he said stiffly. Now we're getting somewhere. Mom showed him her most inviting smile. How may we help you today, Peter? If there's one thing Mom knows, it's how to handle men. Rita isn't the only one-time exotic dancer in the office. The 2 are gal pals, from back when Mom enjoyed the distinction of being the only Jewish pole dancer in New York City. She danced under the name Abraxas in the highest-end Midtown Manhattan topless clubs. Her dream had been to dance in Broadway musicals, but she had trouble keeping her weight down. Plus, her abundant assets were hard to hide. Certainly hard to hide from Meyer Golden, an NYPD homicide detective who took one look at Abraxas and it was love. When he found out Abraxas was actually Abby Kaminsky from Sheepshead Bay, it was marriage. My dad started the business after he retired from the job. Mom ran the office and eventually became a licensed PI the same way I did, by amassing 3 years of experience as an employee and passing the New York State PI exam. She's pushing 50, but still gets honked at whenever she walks down the street. In modern-day parlance, she's a MILF, and if you don't know what those initials stand for, I'm not going to tell you. I'll just say she's a strikingly attractive woman with a sculpted mass of black hair, huge dark eyes, and major league curves. Today, she wore a 2-piece gabardine suit with a white silk blouse that was artfully unbuttoned, so as to invite Seymour's eyes toward her cleavage. Instead, his eyes were trained on the wall, where my dad's framed commendations were on display. Dad became a genuine hero cop after he caught Briefcase Bob, the subway serial killer who terrorized New York City back in the early 90s. Quite a celebrity, too, after they made a movie about the case. Al Pacino played my dad, who never sought out the limelight. It found him because he was good at his job. He taught me most of what I know about it, and about people. Not a day goes by when I don't miss him. I can't imagine how Mom keeps going, but she does. Now Seymour was peering at me as I slouched there on the sofa. I'm 25, but I look younger. In the world of casting agents, I'm what's known as a juvenile type. I'm exactly 1/4 inch shy of 5'6".